Welcome back to Old News. Today, we look at 1963, a year of both profound tragedy and progress. Throw on your leather jacket and Wayfarer sunglasses, and let's roll. Civil rights struggles in the United States reached a critical peak, with activists demanding an end to racial segregation and discrimination. In April, the Birmingham Campaign in Alabama, led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, highlighted the brutality of racial injustice as peaceful protesters, including children, faced police violence, water hoses, and attack dogs. These images, broadcast nationwide, shocked the conscience of the country and galvanized support for civil rights legislation. King's letter from Birmingham jail, written during this time, became a powerful appeal for non-violent resistance. It was also in Birmingham that a bomb explosion, carried out by the Ku Klux Klan at the 16th Street Baptist Church in September, killed 4 young African-American girls. In June, Fannie Lou Hamer, an activist for black voting rights, was brutally beaten in a Mississippi jail after being arrested for her voter registration efforts. A couple days later, President John F. Kennedy proposed a comprehensive civil rights bill. Then just hours after that, civil rights activist Medgar Evers was assassinated in Mississippi, sparking national outrage. And in August, the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom drew over 250,000 people to the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., to demand civil and economic rights for African Americans. It was during this event that MLK delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, calling for an end to racism and envisioning a future of racial harmony. This peaceful demonstration helped push the movement into the national spotlight and was a key factor in the passage of the Civil Rights Act the following year. Then, November 22, 1963, was one of the darkest days in American history: the assassination of JFK. He was riding in a motorcade with First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, Texas Governor John Connally, and his wife, Nellie, in Dallas, Texas. As the motorcade passed through Dealey Plaza, gunfire rang out from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets, one in the upper back and a fatal shot to the head. Governor Connally was also wounded, but survived. The president was rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 1 p.m. Lee Harvey Oswald, a 24-year-old former Marine who had previously defected to the Soviet Union, was arrested for the murder. Oswald had been working at the Texas School Book Depository, the location from which the shots were fired. He denied any involvement, famously claiming, "I'm just a patsy." However, before he could stand trial, Oswald was shot and killed by nightclub owner Jack Ruby on November 24th, during a prison transfer. Ruby's killing of Oswald was broadcast live on national television, further deepening the mystery surrounding the events. The assassination led to widespread shock and mourning across the U.S. and the world. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as president aboard Air Force One just 2 hours after the shooting, with Jacqueline Kennedy standing by his side. To investigate the assassination, LBJ established the Warren Commission, which concluded in 1964 that Oswald acted alone in killing JFK. However, the circumstances of Kennedy's death, Oswald's sudden murder, and conflicting witness accounts have fueled numerous conspiracy theories suggesting the involvement of other parties such as the Mafia, the CIA, or foreign governments. Meanwhile, tensions continued to simmer internationally. The Cold War was still in full swing, but 1963 saw a significant development with the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, signed by the US, the Soviet Union, and the UK. This agreement prohibited nuclear weapons testing in the atmosphere in space and underwater, signaling a small but important step toward de-escalating the nuclear arms race. In music, the Beatles released their debut album, Please Please Me, in the UK, launching Beatlemania. Although they hadn't yet made their mark in the US, their influence was beginning to spread, and they would soon take the world by storm. Meanwhile, Bob Dylan was also making waves with his album The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, which featured protest songs like Blowin' in the Wind that became anthems of the civil rights and anti-war movements. 1963 also saw the launch of the first geostationary satellite, SYNCOM-2, which was a key step in revolutionizing global communications. It allowed for the first live two-way communications via satellite between heads of state and laid the groundwork for modern satellite technology. This has been old news, a year in review. In the words of Winston Churchill, those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Thanks for tuning in. You're getting smarter by the year.